Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Gamer Tag Radio.
Welcome to a brand new episode here at Gamer Tag Radio. This is your host, Danny Peña, and joining me, the one and only Pete Rock. What's up, Pete?
What's up, dude? How are you?
Not the hip-hop producer, the actual
No.
Pete Rock from Miami, Florida.
Just say Peter. just say Peter. You don't have to say Pete Rock, right?
Okay, all right. Oh, I forgot. You're matured.
We've matured.
Now you're Pete. Or Peter.
Sure. Yeah. We've matured.
Yeah. So, yeah, everyone, thank you so much. Paris is not going to be joining this episode. We got some stuff planned for this week. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. All right. So, but shout to him. All right. So, head over to gamertagradio.com. Listen to our past episodes. If you would like to, support us, make sure to subscribe, follow us on any podcast platform. Just hit subscribe, follow, whatever, share it, review, whatever you got to do to help us out. Actually, the numbers the past 3 months has been insane. I don't know what's been going on, but it's been really, really good the past couple months. Really, really good. For like the year, for 2025. Last month was the best month of the year. And it looks like this one might surpass last month. So nice. Keep it up, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, podcast has been strange. Podcast is like, just podcast in general. There's sometimes that it's huge numbers. Some are just low. It all depends, man. Maybe it's the mood. I mean, I don't know. People maybe are driving and listening to podcasts again, or taking a bus or train, So shout out to y'all. All right, Pete, so we're going to be talking about a new game that just came out a couple of days ago. We've been playing it for a while, Battlefield 6. Mm-hmm. And before we start, do you guys also the chance to play Black Ops 7 or no? A couple weeks back? No? Okay.
I mean, the beta?
Beta.
The actual? Okay.
No, the actual game is not out yet.
I was going to say, is there something you need to tell me?
No.
Blink twice, Danny.
Yeah.
No, I mean, outside of the beta, for a few hours, just mindless fun, just to jump on it. But
just bringing that up because people might compare and like, they're two different beasts, two different games. But Battlefield 6, I think it feels like it's back. There's been years where it's always been like meh. It's not that exciting. So I got to play now for 2 weeks or so before launch. And I went straight to the campaign. I'm like, look, I know the campaign's going to be short. Let me try this out. Wasn't feeling the campaign, but loved the multiplayer. Was it the same thing for you?
Well, you know me. I've always played campaign first, right? Just to get the feel of the game, get into the mind state or mindset of the game. Maybe I'm weird about that, but I've always done that, right? Going all the way back to the original Call of Duties and whatnot, even on consoles, etc. Mm-hmm. It was always play console or always play campaign first. Hell, whether it was Halo, whether it was Call of Duty, whether it was Battlefield, or any other multiplayer game, Apex. Well, Apex didn't really have one, but the Rainbow Six games, if it had a single player campaign to it, I played that first. Does that put you at a deficit when you jump into multiplayer and everybody's already like first or second level prestige and they've been no-lifing it for the last 72 hours and you come in as the fresh cardboard. You don't even have a rank and you're just getting wiped. You just get used to it. That said, I agree with you. I do enjoy Battlefield 6 more so than 2042 and some of the last few iterations. It does feel somewhat like a return. You can feel the influence, though, of a Call of Duty-ish. I don't want to say it's a direct pull in, but you can kind of see maybe Vince's influence onto the game because of bringing in that mindset from the Titanfall side of things. So not to say that Battlefield 6 is any way, shape, or form Black Ops 7 or a Call of Duty clone. It's totally not. But you do see some of those little nuances in the gameplay. But campaign was cool. It kind of felt like a disjointed, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers or anything like that, right? We try not to do that here. It felt like a disjointed version of like the Lioness and the Unit and all these other Army TV shows that we see on network television. Because it's fragmented. It jumps back and forth. I don't think the writing on that was amazing. It was, it's not going to win any BAFTA awards, I don't think. But it was okay. It was enjoyable. It was fun. I may even go through it again on like Nightmare or whatever the hardest mode is, just to see if I can find all the little dog tags of people, which I found on the first 5 minutes and didn't find again until like the last like 15 minutes of the game. So I went through the whole game, didn't see any more of those little shiny gold dog tags. So if there is anything that I will look for them, they're kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it was the same. I think it was the same with me too. I found one in the beginning, and after that, I was like, "Oh, this is part." Yeah, I thought this was part of the mission. Just like, hey, look for dog tags on this level, and that's it. But yeah, man, your thoughts about the multiplayer, man? Because I agree with you about Vincent Pella's influence. Like I could tell, it's a different beast with this one and the previous Battlefield games. And I remember also, while we were at the event, Vince was just coming up with to me or Paris, asking, "Hey, what do you think? What you think? What you think?" Like he was super excited to find out our thoughts about Battlefield 6, And we told him, "Yo, we've been having a great time, a great time." And usually for me, even in the previous Battlefield, like I'll play a little bit and then I stop. Like I just never got into it, But this one, I go back. I'm having a good time, and I go back again, and I'll play with friends, and I don't feel bored like the previous games, So I don't know if it's like it was the same for you, Pete, but I've been having a great time with the multiplayer, man. Love it, and even the smaller maps also is pretty fun too. Mm-hmm.
So, jumping back into the multiplayer, having put a good chunk of time on the beta helped the transition, right? Like it felt like I went on vacation and came back and just started playing again, because I didn't have any confusion about, where are the functions, where are the spawns, where are the weak zones, where are the funnel zones. It was a return to Battlefield. I still feel, the game still inherently has a problem with 37 people around you when you're down that can save you, but everybody's focused on I'm just going for all kills.
Agreed.
It's funny how much better your team is when you actually play with a team. Like I play with a set of folks here in Europe, and they're hardened Battlefield players. Like when we say hardened, like allegedly some of the top players in Europe back in the day for Battlefield 4, like people with like tens of thousands of hours in Battlefield, right? So I'm like I'm literally I'm the cardboard coming into everybody with high level, high ranks and stuff like that. But seeing how they play and seeing them saying, okay, I'm going here, I'm going to be here, watch flank, watch left, watch right, I need ammo, communicating. Or if you're down, you see them, you run and you pop them for the res. Everybody has a role and everybody plays the game. We used to say this back in the day, PTFO, play the effing objective, right? And this is no different. And it's amazing when your team is always at or near the top of the leaderboards, because everybody's playing their role and you're dominating. And that's when Battlefield for me is fun, is when everybody's engaged and playing and having fun. But man, it's so annoying when you're playing and it's help, I need a medic. Yeah. And you're just seeing people. Yeah.
You know that well, here's what happened a couple of weeks ago. I started playing because we had sessions for us to join in and play with other creators and journalists and everything, right? So, and also the dev team that were playing also online. So I joined, and in my room, I bump into Khalif. So I was a part of his team. We're like, oh, hey, Kyle. We were talking smack, whatever.
Right.
And I'm there struggling. I'm trying to like survive, because we were losing, whatever. Kyle dies. He dies in the game, in the session, and then he's like, Danny, help. And I pass by, but I'm like, yo, bro, I can't. There's too many enemies. I can't. And he grabbed that clip and like, yo, Danny didn't save me. And he posted that. But here's the thing. Pete. So look, I was in the middle of a war. I had to like survive.
No. I get that. If you can, you can. But
exactly. But no, he made fun of it.
You can pop smoke and you can come up, do a quick res, or you can come up, pop the smoke and drag the person, because that is one of the cool new parts of BF6. You can drag, your teammate over, or the player for the res. So,
but here's the thing. Sometimes I just didn't have the time, or there's a tank, there's too many enemies. How the hell am I going to do? I'll die too. So it's like I'm wasting my time. I had to survive as much as I can. Then I could help. But by the time I went to help him, he already disappeared. So I'm like, whatever. But here's the thing, though, Pete. I think I think what you were saying about communication and all that stuff, I think it's more when you play with friends. When you play with random, it could be a random session. Some of them might talk to you, some of them might not. And lately, and I'm one of those people too. I like to just if I'm playing with random people, I have my mic off. Unless I really need to talk and say something, I'll like, all right, let me turn it on and so on. But the majority of the time, I have my mic off, man. So I get it too, man. But I think you will have a better experience when you're playing with friends, because they have a better communication and everybody's into it and all that stuff. But when it's with random, and sometimes it could be different languages too, because Battlefield is worldwide. That's another thing too, Pete. So
I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm glad that you're having a great time though, man, by yourself and also with friends, right?
Yeah. No. It's obviously, I play predominantly PUBG, right? And that's no surprise, and I have no problem admitting that, I have a problem with that. But so it's a good welcome change to what I'm normally used to. But look, in any first person shooter, and I've always said this, I'd rather run with a team of communicators than a team of lone wolves, right? Because 9 out of 10 times the communicators are the ones that is the team that's going to end up winning, right? And yeah, you can have a Shroud on your team that just goes in and just lays waste to everybody, and oftentimes that person's going to be at or near the top of the leaderboard, but you're not always going to win because that person's often running and looking for loot or looking for kills and doesn't care about the other people on the team. That's just me though. I am probably 1% of the gamers because of my, that's just the way, that's my mentality when jumping into the games.
I was going to show, let me see if I could do this really quick. I don't know how to zoom, so bear with me, guys. So, I don't know if you guys can see this. I don't know if it's too small or what. I'm trying my best. So, I'm excited for this, man. Like, I know EA posted a preview of Season 1 of Battlefield 6. Free post-launch content, which begins October 28th. That's like in a couple of weeks here. So October 28th, there's one level here, Rogue Ops, and there's a couple like new weapons in there too. November 18th is another one, and December 9th. So California Resistance and Winter Offensive here. What is it? Ice Lock Empire State? That's the one from, so that's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So going back in Brooklyn. So what you think of the post-content launches coming up?
It's good. And look, I expect to see this at every launch. The season 1, season 1, part 1, part 2, part 3, or phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. I'm not surprised. Now, let's ask me this question a year and a half from now, right? Are people still playing Battlefield 6? Have people jettisoned it like they did 2042? Is EA still supporting it as they should? Or have they, have they shifted as they normally do, right? But we'll see, right? And with this new investment from PIF and whatnot, this $50 billion sale, which taxes, there's no taxes there, and that. There you go. So that's a lot of extra money coming down. That's massive. That's a massive coffer savings there, right? We didn't talk about that in the last one. But yeah, let's hope that as successful as this first week has been, because this first few days, I have seen very, very little chatter online about people complaining about being on, having online issues. And the ones that did show verifiable issues, EA apparently went and remunerated them with like free credits or free swag and stuff like that. So they seem to have kind of turned the page on that for now. But again, it's day 3 from launch. Yeah, launch Friday. I think the beta, outside of the cheaters and the hackers and stuff like that, went rather well. Right now is about the time when the cheaters start popping their faces up in online, and hopefully whatever money they're getting or they're making off of this game, they're starting to reinvest back into improving easy cheat, and or finding a better way to keep the hackers and cheaters off of the game, because that in turn will improve the game immensely, because people will stay. The moment cheaters start becoming prevalent, I've seen it in PUBG, I've seen it in Rainbow Six, Call of Duty. The moment the cheaters start taking over, you see online games just start tanking, and that's when all the fun disappears. That's when people flip to another title. So
actually right now, because I was just curious, like how many people are actually playing Battlefield 6 right now, just on Steam? We're not tracking consoles. It's a different. I know people think based on this is like the whole thing. No, this is only on Steam, PC. All right, so I'm checking right now, and it looks like there's over 600,000 people playing right now just on Steam alone. 2 days ago, it broke the highest record hit for Battlefield, 747,000 over that. So that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's good. Just on Steam, right?
Just on Steam, not even counting PlayStation and Xbox. So
it's crazy.
Yeah,
7 years in, PUBG is still up there. Players right now, 586,000.
That is wild. And P is probably one of them that he just has it on in the background.
Look, man, I'm over 4,800 hours.
Oh wow,
of gameplay.
Wow, are you serious?
Bro, look.
But here's I was going to ask you this question.
Page?
So people don't know this, but when I met Pete, he used to compete. He will go to like esports tournaments back in the early days of GTR. He had a team back then in Miami. Well, actually, they were all over the place. But this is when Pete used to live in Miami. But what is it about games like PUBG and and other shooters that makes you want to go back? And because look, there's typically people that buy games every year, like Call of Duty and so on. But what is it about a game like PUBG? And do you see the same with Battlefield if it continues like this, being good and no cheating and extra content? Do you see yourself going back and playing that too?
PUBG? For sure. I'm
talking about Battlefield. Battlefield.
Oh,
also.
Battlefield. Look, right now, PUBG is still king in my head. It's the gunplay. It's the action. It hit a spot in me that it hit an itch that I didn't know I needed. It's actually made my gaming improve. It's improved my gaming. Okay. My ability to play in in FPSs and whatnot, because even me playing the third person perspective, I think it's improved it. It's introduced me to people that I consider actual friends that I've, some people that I've never met, some people I've only met once. Beaker on this channel came and visited me and my wife here in Switzerland like 18 months ago.
Oh,
right?
Snap. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, like they were like, we're going on vacation. We're going to Switzerland. I was like, let's go.
Come over.
We hung
Come
out,
over.
yeah. We came, we hung out. There's people in that I've met from the Discord channel, the PUBG channel or the PUBG Discord that I'm in, that are in Finland, Sweden, Wales, London. One of them is actually from Nashville or Knoxville or something like that in Tennessee. But one of the guys in London I've met up with once or twice. We've had lunch and dinner. We've gone out and hung out. So like much in the same way that like when I had the gaming team on Xbox and whatnot, we were doing Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six. I met those because hell, they stayed at my house when we had Community Vibes 3.
Oh, yeah,
way back in the day, right? So for me, what is it? It's the gameplay, and I don't know how or why this game has this stranglehold on my life for 4,800 plus hours. Will Battlefield 6 do that? We'll see. A lot of things have to change. I'm more of a slow, methodical shooter player versus the frenetic pace of like a Call of Duty and or a Battlefield 6. I don't know if you can. There's too many variables because you've got tanks, you've got vehicles, you've got fighter jets, you've got helicopters, you've got mortars, you have mortars now in PUBG now, but there's way too many avenues of attack now. Whereas at least in PUBG, you always have a chance of being that last player, of getting that winner chicken dinner. Like whether you're a snake in the grass, whether you're a full rat in a tunnel or something like that, just hiding to the last moment, or you're a Shroud / Tiggleton and you're just 15-30 kills a game is your average. That's what that is, right? But look, somebody put we were talking about number of players. Counter-Strike 2's got 1.4, almost 1.5 million players on it right now. Right
now, that is insane. And that's a older game too.
And their all-time peak is 1.8. Now, let's go back a few years. All-time peak for PUBG was 3.25 million people at one time.
And that was probably when it first launched back in the day.
That was a little after it launched 7.5 years ago, seven and a half years ago. Because it launched in December 2017. But yeah, 3.257 million people was the peak.
That's wild.
That's insane.
That is wild.
That was 2018. That was about a year plus after.
Yeah, I'm trying to I can't even zoom in. I don't even know how to zoom in. But it's okay.
Can you try Control and then scroll forward with your mouse?
Control. Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Even better. Oh, man. Hey,
you're welcome.
Man. Hey,
the king.
Thank you, Pete. So yeah, look, that's insane. Like here's the question that I do have, because I know they're planning to EA is planning to have a battle royale for Battlefield 6 in the future, maybe sometime next year. Do you think these numbers are going to increase once that comes out? Most likely that game is going to be free. Similar to like Warzone for Call of Duty.
I'm curious if this number is taking into consideration people that have been playing on the campaign because it's an always-on type game because of DRM.
Yeah. Or
is it purely multiplayer? I don't know the metrics that they're grabbing to pull this number. I think because it's still day 3 and it's a weekend, people may not have. I would say revisit this in a month to see what the numbers look like still.
Yeah.
That will be, and I think that's a better marker for how well the game can or will do in the coming months. And then revisit it. Like, look at it in 1 month, look at it in 3 months, look at it in 6 months, and then look at it in 1 year. And if your number is consistently hitting a specific number, like if your number, you'll always have a 2 to 5% variance, right? Of people coming online and offline and time zones, whatever. But if you always have that high plateau of players online, yeah, your game is doing okay. Now, You look at games like Call of Duty, which, hell, Call of Duty isn't even in the top 10, top 12 on Steam.
But that's on PC. Consoles, there's going to be way more people playing that currently right now because that's like, it's different, you know. But I think,
you figure there's 600K for Battlefield 6 just on Steam alone. That's not taking into consideration people that are only playing on EA Live, or like you said, people that are playing on console. And you're going to have more consoles than PC players.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. And this is from BGamer90 on Twitch. Shout out to him. It says, man, 2007, 2008, Xbox 360 era of Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter and Rainbow Six Vegas was so much
fun. Yeah.
That was true. That was very true. That was
absolutely.
I'm wondering, like, what was, you know, compared to now, what was it the difference between those shooters back then and now of the amount of people playing? And I'm trying to think, was it because maybe it was new at that time or something or what, you know? But like Halo 2 and Halo 3, I remember we went to an office, I can't remember, in downtown, you know, when Halo 3 came out, and we did an all-nighter. We were there till late playing Halo 3 multiplayer online. Us three. It was you and me and somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but
we're not going to say the name of the company that was there.
Oh no! That was way back in the day.
Some people might get in trouble.
That was way back in the days. But that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was different back then. It was different. It was very different vibe playing those games. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever. I don't know if you can pull up those numbers, or if they even track those.
What you mean about those numbers?
Like, if they track those numbers, if they did, where would somebody be able to find them? Like the console online numbers.
I don't think you can't track. I think that's internally. You can't track. Now, here's the thing. Back then, when you play Halo 2 and Halo 3, they'll show like a map, and you see the who's online from which area of parts of the world. And sometimes they will show even the number, how many people are actually playing the game at that time. They don't do that anymore.
No.
But that was fun. I'm like, oh man, there's one person in the middle of nowhere playing Halo 3. You know?
And it was funny because during the Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six days, I actually had two of the people on our team were deployed in Afghanistan and playing on like a Verizon like hotspot and connecting, like literally like in the Gulf War, like they were actually war fighters, right? Like one was an engineer and one was an actual, one was a infantry, and they were sitting there like we're sitting there make believe shooting people, and then like they would put the controllers away, and then they would go out and like actually participate in war,
and then come back. All right, I had it on pause or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, all right, guys, I'm back.
I'm back. I had to take a small break.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah,
times.
It is true. It is true. Zampal wrote, it was really a different world back then. It was
for sure.
And I wish more shooters would add this, because that was so much fun back then when they had clans available part of the game at that time. So like Halo 2 was big on that. I know you could do that with Call of Duty. You could put that as like a clan tag, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Because I like when everybody's working together within the clan and everybody's leveling up. The clan is actually leveling up.
Well, all right. All right. This has now become PUBG Radio, and I'm happy. Right?
Here we go. PUBG Radio is back after years of a hate.
Yeah. So like they implemented that like a year ago for PUBG, and so you get resources and skins and whatnot in game. For keeping up and maintaining, right? It's not just, okay, we got to level X. No, it's like if you have to go and you have to win a certain number of games and hit a certain number of challenges, and then you have to keep playing on, you have to keep as a group collectively contributing in the game to keep getting these little things. Now, they're not game changing skins or something that's gonna pay to win type situations, but it's another challenge that you just kind of want to jump back in and take care of again, right? So Nano. I see Nano's message. Yo, let's play. Shout out to Nano, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, hit me up. But yeah, I love that's one of the things that keep me coming back. It's like, okay, I've got a login challenge, or Battlefield 6 has the login challenge, right? It's like the daily challenge of, hey, you logged in yesterday, you logged in today. Here's a little gift.
Yeah,
here's
that helps.
Skin. Here's that. Here's this. It's monetizing. Maybe monetizing is the wrong word, right? Because it has such a bad negative connotation these days. But it's little mini incentivizations to you to keep playing in. It's like, oh man, shit, I jumped in yesterday and I got this cool skin. Let me jump in real quick and just let me get this skin. And I'm logged in. Let me just play a quick game. Let me play two games. Let me play another game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's little things like that keep the players coming back, and hopefully that continues. Hopefully, with Vince at Respawn running this now, maybe that is the change that EA needed, right? So it's EA, it's was it
Dice? Some of these studios. Dice,
Ripple Effect. Which I think Ripple Effect is the old Danger Close. If not, I love how they're just like pulling up cool names for their studios. I still have my Danger Close jacket, by the way, from the old Medal of Honor days. But yeah, it's them taking it. I went through the credits. I'm a nerd, but like it was cool that they had community members in there as contributors to the game.
EA has always been like that, though. When it comes to
I know that, but I'm glad to see that they're continuing to do that. That they're continuing to show not just the name of all the all the developers that went around the world, because obviously they're a global studio, right? So there are a lot of developers all throughout the globe. But then all the family members, all the babies, all the dogs, and then obviously contributing community members, either in game or out of game, right? Because you've got armed forces, people that are giving recommendations and information, et cetera. But then you've also got gamers that are sitting there and saying, look, yeah, I have the pulse in the Battlefield community. This is not a good thing. Don't do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. This is what people want. Which is what Crafton doesn't do for PUBG, right? Everyone's like, we want this. And they're like, okay, we're taking away, these guns, and we're going to make, here's this. We're taking this away. We're adding, a boy band player as a character skin.
That is that. See, that's the thing that I'm happy that they're not going to add these random cartoon characters or whatever in Battlefield, like. That kind of killed it for me for Black
Call
Ops.
of Duty. Absolutely.
Yeah,
like running around and seeing like Pickle Rick running around, and then
Beavis and Butthead. Like it makes sense for Fortnite. Like it makes sense, it's Fortnite.
It's cartoony, yeah.
It's cartoony.
It fits.
But Call of Duty, it doesn't. So I'm glad that the devs mentioned that even during the interviews. Like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not adding no Nicki Minaj or Cardi B in the game. Like it doesn't make any sense.
I would be mad, but I get it.
But you get what I'm saying. Like I'm
absolutely.
glad.
Like it makes sense. It makes sense in a Fortnite when you look.
Yeah.
I got the John Wick uniform, and I'm not changing my skin after that. Right. I got the cool one. Or like I see like the Daft Punk one where they come out, they all start dancing and stuff like that because they're playing music. That's cool because they have those integrations into those things, right? Shout out to Diana, by the way, for those. But then seeing them in a Call of Duty game and like seeing like you got like Homer Simpson running across the screen, you got like Rick and Morty running across the screen. It takes away from the game and almost ridicules the situation in a way. I don't know. I don't think it fits. I don't think it's a right fit.
Yeah, same. I 100% agree with you, man. Anything else about Battlefield 6, Pete, before we wrap it up?
Look, 20 hours in, I'm having a lot of fun. I am not the barometer for the world, but if you like single player / multiplayer, current time war style shooter games, jump in. I haven't had a bad experience yet. Again, 20 hours in, I am a fan of I will say I am a fan of, the genre. I'm a fan of the title, big fan, obviously, of EA. I would say go get it. It's a fun time. It's a good time.
Yeah, on my side, sorry about that. You don't have to get into the campaign. I didn't like the campaign. I'm like, whatever about it. But multiplayer, highly recommended. It is fun. It's a lot of fun, especially when you play with friends too.
Yep, so. Absolutely. And shout out to EA for the code.
Oh yeah, big time, big time. And also shout out to Nano, my brother Nano, and also and everybody from Tarabuna team.
Yep,
PR. For giving us the opportunity not only to do the interviews with the dev team, but also giving us access to play the game early. So shout out to them. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Everyone, thank you so much for listening to a new episode of your Gamer Tag Radio. Look, I didn't remember what number are we right now. It's over 1,400. I don't know. It's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of episodes, but we're planning to add more this week. We have a lot more stuff coming up this and next week. A lot. And actually, I just released a surprise episode on Friday with Brittany. We talked about Yakuza, Guami 3, and also Dark Ties. I highly recommend for you guys to listen to it. It is a great conversation about that game and theories. And also, we talked about the new era of Sega. We had a great conversation about that, like all the new legacy IPs that's coming back next year and so on. I'm very excited. It feels like the old Sega. So we had a great conversation about that. Also, the end of this month, I think. Let me see. Sometime this month, hopefully. We'll see. I have a surprise interview that I've been working on for a very, very long time. And it took me... This is 19 years in the making. No BS. 19 years in the making. You guys are going to flip out when you hear the interview that I have lined up for this one. It's so good. I can't wait. I'm super excited. You know me, I'm always getting legends. That's the only hint I'll say. Legendary moment right there, baby. All right, Pete. I hope I see you on Battlefield. And if I'm laying down and need help, revive, please.
F you, you dying.
Brother. Wow. Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
You go.
All right. All right. Until next one, everyone, make sure to check out the after show wrap.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.